Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be answering a commonly asked question, which is how do I live with no job? I'm currently in school, have a car, I live in a house in the UK in the countryside, so you're probably wondering, how are you paying for all of this? 2 years, I have just been living off of YouTube, which I guess is a job, but it's a very unstable, unpredictable. Sometimes you can be earning a pretty income and then other times not so much, and I've really had to implement like a lot of money saving techniques that I used when I was earning good income and then use them to help me out now. There's no way telling you how to get rich. This isn't financial advice. This is just tips that I have learned in my 20s that have really taught me how to treat money. They're really good tips as well if you're I keep saying earning. If you're earning and earning a wow. Am I having a stroke right now? So this advice can be used even if you're earning a higher income. You could be earning a high income and still really struggle with money, and you can be earning a low income and be good. So I think without further ado, I'm gonna stop talking. I wrote a little list, so if you see me looking at my phone, that's what it is. So tip number 1 that I learned in my 20s is small purchases add up. I don't know who needs to hear this because bitch, I needed to hear it once before. I think I was 20 or 19 at the time, and I used to go get Tim Hortons every single day. I would get a Tim Hortons ice cap and a donut before I went to work. It would cost me about like $4, I think, in total. And to me, I didn't ever feel guilty about it because I was like, oh well, it's just $4, like whatever. But I would do that every single day. And when I told my granddad, he was like, Megan, like, do you even know how much money you're spending at the end of the month? And when I totaled it, 4 times 30, my little Tim Hortons run was costing me about $120 per month. So if you are struggling to save money, or if you don't know where your money is going, look at the small purchases that you're making that you don't really think twice about or that you don't feel guilty about. I could also maybe account for streaming services. So like everything is on streaming services now, and there's so many different streaming services, and it might not seem like a lot of money to pay $5.99 for Netflix, but if you're also paying for Amazon Prime, Now TV if you live in the UK, Hulu, Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, that's gonna add up. So now whenever I go out, I only have those things as treats, so I don't really go out and buy like coffee anymore or like buy lunches anymore. Most of my stuff is at home, and I remember when I started doing that, I was saving so much money. Like, don't get me wrong, I would still go to Tim Hortons, but I just wouldn't go as much. Like, I'd get it maybe like 2 times a week instead of every day of the week. So tip number 2, which is living below your means. If you cannot afford to buy it in full, don't buy it at all. Don't put it on your credit card and then just rack up your interest, because I know quite a few people that have just purchased things like that and they can never get their credit card debt down because they're just paying these crazy interests. This, I'm not talking about cars, student loans, or houses. You know, those are investments. I mean, I guess the car really isn't, but that's something that I'm not really talking about. But I'm talking more about things like TVs or appliances. Avoid debt as much as possible when it comes to just like those kind of things that don't offer any investment back. I'm not saying not to buy things, I'm just saying to save up until you can pay for those things in full, and then it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you more incentive to save. Don't buy things to impress people. Like, if those people that you're trying to impress won't face the struggles of you not affording to pay for your bills, their opinion doesn't mean anything. So yeah, live below your means, and if you're not comfortable or happy with what your means are, is that the right sentence? If you're not comfortable with what situation you're in, if you have to live below your means, then it gives you some extra motivation to go back to school, getting a side hustle, or gives you extra motivation to save for those things that you really want. Number 3, I guess, kind of ties in with number 2, is do you really want it. So for example, like if I see a YouTuber talking about a brand new hair product that they've been using for their naturally wavy hair, because I like to wear my hair natural a lot, and if I see someone with the kind of same texture as me and their hair looks banging, is that like the right description for hair? Banging? Flat? Good. I'm just gonna say good. If their hair looks amazing, there we go, that's the right word. If their hair looks amazing, I sometimes have the impulse to buy that product right away because I'm like, okay, if I buy this product, my hair's gonna look as good as her. But most of the times, I'm not actually wanting that product, I'm just impulsively wanting that product. What I do, especially if I'm buying something online, is I will keep it in my basket or like save the page, come back to it in 7 days, and if I still really want it in 7 days, I'll buy it. But most of the times, I've noticed that I actually don't want it. And that's what's kind of scary about social media and influencers, and I say this as an influencer. And then I don't really buy things unless they need replacing. Say for instance, like if I try something new and I absolutely don't like it, I'll still use up the product. I actually have a product right now that I actually don't really like. It just, I feel like it makes my hair really dry. It's a conditioner. But I have another conditioner, so like I kind of just like rotate between the two and I'm trying to use it up. I think it's better for the environment that I'm not just throwing random things out. It's good for a bank account and it's good for my, I guess my mindset. Like it makes me a little bit more mindful when buying products to make sure and research I really like it. So the next tip, something that I've implemented that has really helped me out, and if I could just leave you guys with anything throughout this video, is have a minimum amount in your savings that you are comfortable with to save you for future problems. Like say if my income isn't as great, or say if you have an accident and you can't work, or something happens and you unfortunately lose your job. Like there's a lot of things that could happen that could cause you to not have such a great income in the future. So I personally always have savings to a certain level that I feel comfortable, that I know that if something were to happen that it could help me out for the next few months. It's really good to save up at least 3 months worth of bills, I guess, like say your rent, your car payment, food, saving up 3 months worth so that if something were to happen, you know you're not going to struggle. So that's what I've been doing really for the last 2 years. I know that's a long time, but YouTube kind of fluctuates for me, and in those periods where I haven't been doing so well, I rely on my savings. Oh, my foot is asleep. Oh no. Ow. Ow, that's so uncomfortable. Ow. Okay, it's gone. So I just think it's really important to have that savings or else you're gonna get stressed. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it's gonna be really difficult for some people to save that much. But if you can, if you're living at home, or just whenever you find that work is doing really good for you, save as much as you can. Next tip is income streams. I would strongly recommend to start that YouTube channel you've been wanting to start that podcast, sell your art on Etsy, resell your old clothes on eBay, dog walking, get that part-time job you've been interested in, get a job on the weekends. Try to have different income streams so that you don't have to rely on one thing. I don't want to like rely just on one job because it is unpredictable. I'm personally going to be trying to get a part-time job this summer, something animal related towards my degree. So it's always good to have like little income streams. Even if it doesn't kick off right away, just the fact that you make like a little buck here or there, like you could use that money towards things that you wouldn't buy with your regular job. Just get into it because you never know what could happen. Like for me, never in a million years would I ever have thought my YouTube channel would get to the point where I can earn money from it. Ever. Like this is a really big dream come true, even though I'm not a big YouTuber or anything. Like the fact that I've turned a hobby into an income stream is amazing, and it's such a blessing, and I'll never take it for granted. And then the last advice that I have is to treat yourself. So just like you would in a weight loss journey, you would have a cheat day or whatever, treat yourself because you deserve it. Like that's what money is for, life is for. It's not for just hoarding in your bank account, it's for enjoying. So if you want to go get that takeaway sometimes, get that takeaway. If you want to have a coffee on the way to work, or you want that new handbag or those new shoes, a new pet, it's good to save and plan for the future, but life is now and you obviously want to enjoy yourself. The level of enjoyment though will depend on your level of income. Like to be honest, I would love to go on vacation right now, but I can't afford it. I'm not in the right state of mind, but I will order myself a takeaway and I will maybe go to the movies or something. So yeah, that was the end of the video. I hope that these tips really helped you and that you learned something. I hope that it wasn't just common sense, but these are the tips that I've been using since my early 20s that have really helped me out through times that I should have really been struggling. Like, I still kind of struggled, but it's really helped me out. The things I learned in my 20s that I'm gonna be continuing to do forever, even when my income is good in the future, hopefully. I don't know, because I picked a zoology degree. Just working with animals is all that I need, so I don't really care as long as I can afford to live. Anyways, where am I going with this? Hope you guys enjoyed this random video this week. Again, I'm sorry if my mood is off or if this video is kind of rushed. I still have 3 final exams and I really need to study, so I'm a little bit stressed. But anyways, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed. And I love you guys so much. I'll see you next Thursday or Friday. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna change my posting day or not. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye!